Not happening.
Well, wait a minute. The doctor legitimately tried to tell you to quit drinking.
Yes.
Did
And then the
he
doctor
not
asked me
see?
what.
Did he not see in there veteran? Does he not know what that
He
means?
had to be. He had to be informed of such. Actually, she had to be informed of such.
Was her next request to stop breathing?
You know, I mean, it was like, okay, do you want me to die of lead poisoning? I have a bullet at the house for my head. Okay, but the Sam Elliott clip is great because the doctor is and it's on a TV, whatever that current that web series Sam Elliott's in with
The Ranch.
The Ranch. Yes. Okay. Doctor says, I want you to quit eating red meat. Not happening. I want you to quit drinking. Try again. Well, what about stress? What do you do to relieve stress? Eat steak and drink whiskey.
And that's not even accounting for some occasionally about 15-second long extraneous activities.
You know, I mean, well, my extraneous activities today have persisted of cocking a spring action air rifle and shooting it with my son. So,
You should be used to the cocking motion by now.
well, you know, I mean, it's a Blake Bell cocking motion, so yeah.
It's a little cock though.
That's
No,
right.
This said air
Is
rifle.
a 22.
What?
This is a 22. You don't get much bigger until you step into the big blue range 40 and 50 caliber air rifles.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm curious. Is it because it's little that you get the short stroke of it, or is it because your hands are just so huge?
Oh, fuck y'all. There's nothing short about this. Look, I can't fucking see it. This is grab it by the barrel and pull it down, boys. It's going to be a long ride.
Well, the reason why I have to
for
make
Jared
that
to
comment.
hear. Well, I'm waiting for Jared to hear. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we review another. You know, and here's the thing, okay, is that on Classic today, talking in and amongst Guild and explaining my lack of participation in tonight's dungeon raid, I ran across an interesting fact. My guild that I'm in on World of Warcraft Classic has 22 veterans in it.
Wow.
Excellent. So, of course, you know, I couldn't help but say, hey, you know, look, check us out on World of Warcraft, or, you know, on Veterans Talk Weekly. We'll be live streaming tonight. I'm on the panel. If you get into the live chat and say hi and Jared catches it, I'll say hi. But I did give them the flagrant warning of we shill a lot for Jared's charity, which helps other veterans out, and we also debunk conspiracy theories, including the dumbest of all, flat Earth.
It's just a random hodgepodge on this. I mean, when you look at just the title of it alone, you have to remember that it is quite true. The color orange does make for a funny clown.
Yeah, it does. Okay, are we going to talk about are we going to discuss the impeachment? I guess
We're gonna poke and laugh at it a little bit because that's something that I've definitely noticed over, especially the last few months. That has been nice is since more people are recognizing that the topic of flat Earth really is in its intellectual death throes again. We
said this how many times about flat Earth?
No.
Hasn't died yet.
Oh no! Look at the actual interaction. Look at the actual numbers. After the whole, after that documentary and all of that BS with Logan Paul, it has been in a nosedive to where it's back where it was 3.5, 4 years ago.
It's back being an actual laughing stock again?
Yes.
If it doesn't have a brain, can it really die?
Yeah, well, you know, that's the question.
I don't know. I think that's a question for Terry Schiavo.
Ooh.
Sorry, had to make the reference.
You just absolutely had to go there. You had to put that mental image in my head.
Let's be fair. Your heart's going to give out long before your brain. But then again,
it's
not like your brain has to work that hard.
That's the saving grace of all this, is that I'm probably going to die of a heart attack long before anything else. But since I'm actually thinking about it, let me wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Since this will be an even Strongheart, my better half, says Merry Christmas. And, hey, let's just remember those who don't have as well as not, because this is the worst time for them.
Yep.
So let's chill the fuck out of Jared's 501c3.
Well, it's a burgeoning nonprofit with the target of that, because guess what? It actually will be helping people. What are you doing, FE Corps? Oh, yeah. Nothing.
They're suing people. That's what they're doing.
They're trying to sue people because their butthurt feelings told them to. Let's get this right.
I don't like it when you talk mean to me. I'm going to sue you.
Kind of reminds me of a Bloodhound Gang song.
No, it reminds me of Bill Windsor as well.
No. Keep in mind, there is an actual song by the band Bloodhound Gang from, goddamn, 15 years ago now. Why is everybody always picking on me?
Oh, it's more than 15 years. That's like 2025. But
yeah.
No, because that...
No, this is 25 years ago, Jared. This was right after I graduated high school.
Fucking hell, has it been that long?
Are we going to have to put some money down on this, Jared?
Or 1990, you know what? I graduated in 1993, and it was out in 1994. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm guessing 94, 95, 96.
Because I didn't even start hearing about Bloodhound Gang until 97, 98.
Yeah, you young bucks.
God, how far... Holy shit! How far behind the times are you, Jared? And you went to the school where they filmed 10 Things I Hate About You?
No, that would be Jay Brown, not me. I'm on the right coast, not the wrong coast.
Released in '96 on the album One Fierce Beer Coaster.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I graduated high school.
It was the album before Bad Touch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bad Touch was after that.
So we're still talking over 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow, fuck.
Yeah, you're old, Jared.
Shut up. No, I'm not. People...
Denying reality doesn't make it not reality.
If there is a 3... Hang on a second, guys. If there is a 3... and a 9 in your age, you have officially crossed the threshold into middle age. You are now old.
Oh, good. I'm not there yet. There's
I'm actually far from it. I'm a week from my birthday, and I've got to do the math to figure out. I think I'm 42 this year. Yeah.
Outside of Alan Evans, God love him. I'm the most consistent old person on here.
Well, to be fair, Alan did have the Ball's palsy kind of kick him in the ass. And then, of course, as a result, he still had his daughter living with him, who's actually now out and settled, which actually reminds me, Alan said he was going to be here this week.
And here's the thing. Given what we've seen from Alan this week and from the past couple of weeks, we need to congratulate Alan and his daughter on the birth of his granddaughter.
Oh, I missed it.
Dude, you have missed a lot of shit because of the move.
Yeah. I know. I have been completely disconnected. I can't tell you. I log into YouTube like once a week, if that, and I spend 3 minutes there.
Which actually kind of reminds me. So, yeah, we're going to have quite the episode of Canar with Damar to come back to.
Yeah, I've got some research to do between now and then. I watched Shitty Steve's
when is that?
video
When
today.
is that? When is that?
The first Saturday after New Year's.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, because let me remind everyone, because the last episode was a week ago tomorrow, a week ago Saturday, which would put the next episode at every other week at next Saturday, which would be the 28th. Fuck that shit. I am taking that weekend off between the holidays to actually kind of decompress, especially because of everything that's been going on in the background with a whole bunch of bullshit on top of trying to get the nonprofit started and going. Because here's the thing. If that nonprofit gets fully funded and started and everything, things would be so much easier and better for pretty much everyone out there that is in need, that has an affiliation to the military or first responders. Because the amount of times that people say, oh, no, sorry, we can't help you because of this arbitrary disqualifier that you have.
Because we haven't helped you because you have not appealed your SSI claim. That's happening to me, but that's besides the point.
Well, so a situation like that, where if you're already in progress on another claim on another program, that is one thing. I can kind of understand that, because they want to make sure that you don't get overpaid in too many benefits when you're already...
Here's the thing. Is when I'm not drawing any benefits other than the health insurance from the state already. I'm supposed to be getting food stamps. I'm supposed to be getting all this, and I'm not qualified for any of it because my SSI claim just went through and was denied. So I either have to hire an attorney, it's going to take 5% of that SSI every month for the next 4 years, or I have to file it by myself, which is going to cost me an arm and a leg privately. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and... okay, let's make sure everyone can read that.
I can't. I'm not looking at a computer screen because the
same
half
here.
is playing World of Warcraft, and I am sitting here with you idiots.
No, let's go ahead and read it, since it pretty much is... I'm willing to bet this is a year-round sentiment for Tekatron there. It's almost time for the new year, new me bullshit. I'd like to assure everyone that I will remain the same lovable asshole that I've always been.
Yep.
Yep. Gotta love Tekatron.
Everybody here.
Yeah, well, like, I understand if there's a subtle change you want to do, like, hey, I should start eating a little better, or hey, I should get off my ass and do this thing to help me be a little more active. Little subtle things that will then grow and be better and bigger changes. That's one thing. Trying to say, oh, I'm gonna start going to the gym every day. How about you start with once a week?
Start small, work big.
Yeah.
Build habits that you actually can achieve, rather than trying to falsely create a habit that's going to fail in 2 weeks.
Yeah, don't set yourself up for failure by setting an expectation that is unrealistic. Because, let's be honest, we've all have had issues that can be compared to an elephant. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that a lot of people seem to forget is not everything is able or can be done immediately.
I would say that New Year's resolutions should not be on January 1st, X is happening. It should honestly be by December 31st, I'd like to be here. That way it gives you 12 months to actually get your ass there.
Okay, from the live chat, Anamorphic Mind. We're supposed to achieve something? Who are you trying to fool?
I don't know. I would like, you know what I would like? I would like to do is if the Procrastinators Club wrote the predictions. They're never wrong. They're always right. And they never fail. Because, see, they don't release their predictions for the current year. They release them for the past year.
But how do you know that their predictions are actually predictions and not just saying, oh, we got this right, oh, we got this right? It kind of makes you wonder.
It's called the Procrastinators Club for a reason, Jerry.
Oh, see, because of your shit mic, that word didn't really get transmitted completely.
I don't have a shit mic. I have a shit cell phone tonight. Thank you.
Tomato?
No, if you want me to log in on a shit mic, I can do that. You want to hear Robot? You want to hear Mr. Roboto?
No.
I'm on my phone as well, but I'm going through Google because I haven't broke out my fucking laptop since I've gotten here.
Yeah, but see, you're in a position where you still have a high-speed internet connection.
I don't know.
QSNet does not know what high-speed is.
I'm not sure if you'd qualify this as high speed. Does 290 down count as high speed?
Yes.
Yeah,
because I get about
can.
20. I get about 25 down. I get 25 down. Thank you. Anything over 100 is considered high speed. At least by my standards.
Sadly, technically, he's right. Oh, you guys are going to love this comment. I actually just checked my email that I had gotten from God's auditor looking to come in. And the text of it is, fuck it, send me the link. I'm just the right amount of drunk to join.
Hey, see, I put away 2 ounces of Southern Comfort 100 before we joined. So yeah, I'm good.
I just got home.
Back to that.
Yeah, I just got home, so I hadn't started drinking yet.
Like you to quit drinking. Yeah.
Oh, I have a beer in my hand
now. Up today.
No, I take that back. So we went out to dinner at Buffalo Wild Wings, where I had 2 talls of Bud Light, which is like drinking heavy water.
Why waste your time?
Yeah,
because
you're
I had
only
to drive home.
No, let's be honest. You're only renting it. You only rent American beer. You never actually own it. You never actually purchase it.
Yeah,
Bud Light is
passing.
Bud Light is like water that's been in the presence of alcohol.
No, this is dihydrous. This dihydrous. What?
Dihydrogen monoxide.
Yes, dihydrogen monoxide. That is, yeah. That's the trying to use that to purge my Facebook of idiots and flurfers has not really worked when all of my friends who actually know what that shit means come in and say what it is. How in the hell am I supposed to lure out the idiots if I can't set shit up?
So a buddy of mine that's back in Korea, he was one that was like, I bounced ideas off of him for videos. He ran into Bill Nye in the airport in L.A. a couple weeks ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Said we had a good talk about climate change. Like, hey, did you mention flat Earth? No, I didn't have the balls to bring it up. Like, come on, man.
See, we know if you were there, Furball, you would you would have
Oh, yeah.
definitely asked him, and hell, you would have been recording, and well, you would have pulled your phone out and been like, "Oh, hey, Bill. By the way, I run a channel and I do occasional interviews. Do you mind if I record a little bit of this?" And he
Let's have a
probably
chat.
he probably wouldn't have minded. And who knows? You probably would have gotten him for a bigger interview later on.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that asshole.
Now that is one thing I would like to ask him about was his little pussy rap.
Oh, you mean the political thing that the network kind of made him do because it was popular and it's the way we're trying to go with everything? I mean, have you seen
that screams in the face of science?
No. Have you seen the latest late night talk show host? Because I didn't know if you knew this, but Lily Singh is a woman of color, a bisexual woman of color.
And
that is the entirety of her jokes.
You know, when you base your jokes on being a minority, your jokes are not funny. Your jokes are political statements.
No, her jokes
I'm sorry.
aren't. The joke.
Okay.
The joke is her existence.
Vagina.
I listen to comics to laugh, not to hear political speech.
Hey, George Carlin was fucking hilarious.
George Carlin didn't give political speeches. He gave political education while being hilarious. There is a big difference.
I don't know about that. He gave some pretty political speeches on that shit. They were just, derogatory to fucking everyone.
Which is what made him fucking phenomenal. And honestly, more people needed to listen to him.
But name another Mr. Conductor. Name another Mr. Conductor that is ever going to stand there and yell, "Fuck, goddamn, and shit," all in one sentence.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Ringo Starr might do that in private, but probably not on fucking camera.
But he wouldn't do it on stage. Period. Okay.
Dude, I would pay to see that. Are you fucking kidding me? Ringo Starr?
If Ringo was still with us, yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit, I'd pay it even more now.
Wait, Ringo is still with us, isn't he?
No. Somebody look
God
that
damn it!
shit
I
up.
gotta go research.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
he's
Ringo
gone.
and Paul were the only ones left.
Yeah, I don't remember Ringo passing
I
away.
think Paul is the only one that's left.
No, I think Ringo's still around. Who's on the Google box?
I'm looking. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says born. It doesn't say died.
He's
Oh,
still in the
says,
dash period.
Yeah. Born
okay.
7 July 1940, age 79.
Yeah, even in the live chat is saying Ringo is still alive there,
Okay.
Chief.
All right. I
So
stand
that-
corrected. I stand corrected.
That just means that we need to start a petition to get Ringo on stage to start telling pussy jokes.
No. Oh, okay.
I'm fucking down.
No, let's be honest. If you're going to get someone from that part of the world to do it and it really be effective and hit home, we need to get a hold of John Cleese.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's
no.
too easy.
That's the joke that's expected from him.
That's the reason
Well,
why fucking Blunt Talk was so funny.
Considering that he did the goose step with his finger over his mouth or over his lip with a to mimic the Adolf mustache. That was timeless in Faulty Towers. That's one of the things I laugh hardest about.
From the live chat, I think Anamorphic Mind has it right. What you were thinking about dying recently wasn't Ringo, it was his career.
Oh, yeah, true. I don't know. You know what I'd love to hear open the show one of these days, Jared? Mo and Joe, where's the dress?
Yeah, copyright. But
I'm pretty sure you could get around that copyright if they would just because they would just love to hear that song played one more time.
I'm putting a huge X to doubt on that. But from
Oh fuck.
from UTB Doug, what would it take to reunite the Beatles? 2 bullets.
Oh shit!
Or a couple Ouija boards.
Oh, fucking brutal.
Oh man, that was a cheesy ass joke, but I laughed so hard about it.
Well,
I'm embarrassed of myself.
Well, so Mr. Auditor, did you watch the live stream that took place on Marvel Girls channel earlier?
I did not. Educate me.
Oh my god. So I'm going to say that
It was an absolute
I'm going to
shit
say
song.
shut up and let me talk and you'll understand. So Marvel Girl decided to have the bright idea to invite a couple extra people onto the panel since Kent Hovind came up with the reason of my internet's not working for a reason to not debate conspiracy cats on evolution earlier this evening.
Of course.
So-
of course, as Kent does.
Yep. So instead, we decided to play a game of Quiplash. And when we were setting it up and everything, she was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, if you can, see if GeoStreber's available. And while you're at it, microbloganism too."
How'd that go?
Let's just say it was the right type of panel to have for that game.
Oh,
I guarantee you, she learned from her mistake at that point.
Hey,
So
Jared,
I
I did
Get
not
out of
see that
that.
coming.
I assume Kent had persisting internet issues after that.
No, apparently.
Kent Hovind, when he realizes that his 30-year-old arguments no longer work, suddenly develops internet connections.
Yeah,
and
I've noticed that.
Will consistently have issues.
Kent consistently has issues.
You know what, Jared? I'd love to have you host a debate between me and Kent Hovind.
Yeah, Kent
Here-
Hovind
I'd call
somehow
Kent-
has internet issues, but the guy with half a heart and HughesNet is on our talk tonight.
Well, you got to understand, I'm calling into the actual cellular network.
Exactly, just
actual
like
phone
Kent
number?
could have.
Well, to be fair, he does.
I don't think Marvel has the same setup though.
Who do you think would be running the panel for it, and who was doing the production for the show to begin with?
Oh well.
Hi,
Okay,
how
all
you
right,
doing?
I stand corrected. But I would love to have a debate with Kent Hovind because I would own him on his scriptures.
Well-
I would obliterate him when he says that the earth is 5,000 years old, when Scripture tells us time has no meaning to God.
See, I just want to do like an MST3K kind of riff track style thing with Kent Hovind and just get to what his actual sense of humor is, because you don't
No, he
really
has
get
no,
that.
he has- okay. Well,
So-
here's the thing: is that unless he can think like he's lacking a Glober and a scientist like Simon and Dan, he has no sense of humor.
Right.
With somebody like me, where he would actually have an intellectual issue, and I could be drunk with half my brain tied behind my back just to make it fair.
Well, here's what will actually work against you, and also what I find funny about the entire situation around this debate that was agreed to damn near a month ago. First things first is Kent is trying to only debate people of a certain level of professional standing. Either they are pursuing their master's degree or higher, or have already obtained it and have some professional knowledge, which is where Conspiracy Cats comes in. His master's thesis was on evolution.
Oh yeah.
So that's where Kent would not agree to a debate with you for that reason, unfortunately.
You shitty little plebe.
Yeah,
Oh,
He's just
see,
looking
but
for-
here's the deal: is that I used to be a Church of Christ minister. I can prove it.
Oh.
Kent Hovind would have so many issues with me, and he starts spouting his Old Testament.
Again, he's not going to go against people that he thinks or believes would actually whip his ass. There's a reason why the last of the interactions between he and Aaron Ra was all in back and forth by video, because he knew Aaron Ra and whoever the moderator was would call him out on his shit, which by the way, last night Kent was debating a young woman who is pursuing her master's right now on the channel Modern Day Debates. I started watching it just for, well, let's be honest, I'm a fucking masochist. But
Of course.
when it got to the back and forth, when it got to that rebuttal phase after they had each given their presentations, she had asked a question. Kent tried to dance around it. She said, no, here's my question. Kent tried to blatantly ignore it with his answer. I forget the gentleman, James, the channel owner at Modern Day Debates. If someone wants to share this with him, I would gladly tell this to him, his face as well. I love you, dude. Love the work that you do. However, even though you had another guest moderator with you, which I'll tell you who that was in a moment, when Kent blatantly ignores the question he was asked, you gotta call him on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, James isn't the the most assertive, I should say, of moderators on that. He's decent, but he doesn't exactly enforce the rules.
Well, so here's the thing. I already know exactly how I would handle that same situation. Not if, but when it happens, when the debate between Kent and Katz actually takes place, which is where I would actually butt in and say, I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. Hovind, would you care to actually address the question you were asked?
I already provided my answer to that question.
No, you didn't. You danced around it like a freaking porn star on a pole on a stripper's pole.
Yeah, see, the problem there is then he fucking decides that, oh, well, now the moderator's against me and I gotta get out of
It's the moderator doing
Run
his
away!
fucking job.
Yeah, but the moderator doing his job is being against Kent Hovind. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
oh no. So
one of the
here's the kicker.
one
Here's the
of
kicker.
the last time.
Oh no,
the
you're
last
gonna
time
love
that
you're
was,
gonna love this kicker on who was on that panel, who the two moderators were. Yes, you had James, the owner of the channel, but guess who the guest moderator was?
Oh, I know.
Yep. So
I watched it, so I know who it was. They did
I
shit.
didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
I have not watched it.
G-Man.
Wait, what the fuck?
Oh,
What the fuck?
what?
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
What?
Why
Not-
the hell is G-Man moderating anything?
To make him feel special.
Because G-Man, the only thing that G-Man loves more than white women who hate him, apparently, is Kent Hovind.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
And that's another thing for people who think I don't pay attention and haven't been paying attention to all of the clowns around on these topics for years. Bitch, please.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking by the lack of the specific individual from Europe that he's still on his bicycle. Let me say, Bo, hurry up and get the F home.
He might be asleep at this point. His sleep
Wake his ass
schedule,
up.
his Bo's sleep schedule has been as fucked up as mine. So
Wow.
yeah, where there's been times of sleep. What's that?
Hey,
Yeah.
Jared, I'm just happy to be in the same time zone as you, so that Canar with tomorrow won't be as fucked up for me next time.
That's true.
Oh, what? You mean you don't want to get up at 5, 6 in the morning for it now?
Oh no! The show started at 5. Just depending on how much prep time I needed before that when I got up.
You guys are what, Central Time Zone?
Eastern.
No, they're Eastern.
Oh, good. You guys are in my time zone.
I just moved into Virginia.
Was it
No. You had it right the first time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Vagina is for lovers.
See?
Let me ask you, was it tighter than when you left it?
I'm not going to answer that question because I want to stay married.
And demonetized.
I'm sorry, I had to go there.
Oh, of
Hey,
course.
There was not another mouth to feed when I got home. I'm happy.
Well, you brought the dog home, so there's your other mouth.
You know what? You got a
Well,
point.
you didn't get a. Wait a second. You didn't get a videotape with your bitter half getting done from behind, yelling, "I want a divorce," while she's getting plowed by another guy. Okay.
No. So I
I
have known soldiers that have gotten that video. I have not received that video.
I know.
By the way,
I know a guy who got that video while he was at sea, and he literally walked off the back of the ship.
Ooh.
By the way, welcome to Virginia Powerball. Or for
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait
I'm
a
in
second,
northern-
Powerball. Wait a second. Virginia does have the Powerball. Okay, so yeah, we can call it Powerball from now on.
Yeah. I moved into northern Virginia, so basically DC and nightmare traffic.
Oh,
South
you're on the belt.
Maryland. Okay.
You're near the Beltway.
Yep.
Could be worse. You could be near a friend of mine in Bethesda, and I say a friend of mine loosely because I've known this guy since '86, and he's not the same person that he was back then.
Well,
I'm pretty sure misinterpreting scripture.
so we got another
Yeah.
question from Doug out in the live chat. What about West Vagina? Oh, you mean the place where the men are men and the sheep are scared?
Yeah, I drove through West Virginia.
Wait a second, Jared. I thought it was where the men are there and the sisters are scared.
You can always tell a West Virginia virgin. She's the one who can run faster than our brothers.
No. West Vagina is where all the herpes is. You've just got to like hold it back, and then you go to East Vagina, and then you're safe.
And
man.
there are times I wonder why YouTube is like, yeah, yellow monetization for you.
No, it's recommended for kids.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Jared, your show is not for 16-year-olds. Trust me, I don't let my
The
son-
internet's no place for children, for fuck's sake.
Well, I mean, when my son was supposed to produce a presentation on what YouTube topics he watches, and he approached me about, "Hey, Dad, how about I do Veterans Talk Weekly?" I was like, no. I
Denied.
I had to contact his electronics computer lit teacher and tell him, "Do not let my son do this."
Yeah, because
Do
his
not let my son
presentation,
play
the title of his presentation doesn't need to have like hashtag and asterisks in it to blur out the words and titles and things we say.
Hey, it's the voice of God showed up.
Just as long as he's not doing a
but-
professional presentation for a higher degree that starts with the phrase, "Hello, my name is."
worse. This is worse. This is for his high school degree. This is for his high school graduation.
No, you missed that, you wish. I was making a crack to the way Kent Hovind started his PhD thesis for his mail-in degree. It started with the line, "Hello, my name is Kent Hovind."
I was
That's
just gonna
on-
say,
that's on the first page of the paper.
That's the way I would open up a debate. with Kent Hovind. Yes. Hello,
Why would
I
you-
am you wished. I
Why
am an
would you
asshole.
start a thesis that way? It's on the title page.
Exactly. He wrote it
Because
as
Kent
if he
Hovind-
was presenting it.
Because
he
I
just
think
copy and
three
paste
tabs over.
shit
Hey,
from
I
the
think,
Jared-
I think,
Jared-
well, here it is. Wait a
Jared.
second. Because Kent Hovind, 3 tabs over from writing a thesis paper, had young teen virgins opened up on Pornhub.
No. Let's be honest. All he did was take his script that he wrote 30 years ago and submitted it as his thesis.
It was a copy paste. That's it.
Sure, he wasn't talking to Nancy.
You mean? Wait a second. It's the
Yeah,
same.
Riley.
It's the same sermons. It's the same group of sermons that his child, that Kent Hovind the younger,
Oh, Eric
or
Hovind.
Hovind the younger,
Hovind the
gives every
Lesser.
Sunday in his church in Florida.
The lesser
Jared-
Hovind.
Yeah.
Jared, was Hovind the academic advisor for Riley when he was writing his paper?
Maybe.
Oh,
Probably came from the same
I can
school,
see it.
too.
All right, what you need to do
yeah,
is
but see, Hovind.
I don't know, I think if Hovind was-
not flat.
Think if Hovind was an advisor, the paper might have been better.
Well, let's be honest. Even Hovind knows enough to laugh at the flat earthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fucking scary part.
the one thing we can agree on that those people are idiots.
Yeah, dude, I want to see
Yeah.
Hovind versus, like, I don't know. I don't want to say flat Earth Aussie G's. No, let's go with hip hop hippie.
Oh, you mean
No, let's do better.
hang
Let's do better.
on.
Let's do better.
No.
Let's do better. Let's do better. Let's do better. Let's make Hovind's butt cheeks
Hang on.
clench.
No,
Let's
no,
put him
no,
up
no.
against Lemon Bird.
No. That wouldn't happen because Lemon Bird would be slobbing on that knob so hard we would have to move off of YouTube onto YouPorn. So let's get that right. And also, you mentioned Hip Hop Hippie. Oh God, don't remind me because I actually agreed to moderate a debate between that fuckstick and Dead Kennedy in Space, which is taking place on Sunday.
When's that happening?
Sunday.
No, Hovind versus Right the Hand.
Because my date is busy.
Oh,
And have Piggy
Oh,
moderate.
that would be interesting.
No, we're not. We have finally exercised that name. This channel. Let's not invite it back.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask if anybody had heard from the pig recently.
Not me directly, but I do know a couple people who have spoken with him recently. Things are good, but he is staying away from the computer. He is finally actually doing shit the right way in that aspect.
Well, give him props on that.
Nothing but the best for Pig. That's an honest statement.
Oh, God. Anamorphic Mind just came up with another wonderful disgrace for a potential.
I see that.
Oh, God, no. Here's the thing. Victor from New York City should realize that he needs to go to the observation deck of either the Empire State Building or the Freedom Tower and then time himself as he free falls down the face of it.
Jesus. Hey, now that's a little brutal.
Have you heard that jackass before?
Oh, yeah. No, I've heard that son of a bitch.
Wait a second. Is this the same guy that goes by Chris that
No.
does broadcasts from his van, or is that somebody else? I'm thinking of?
That is someone else. Has occasionally called into shows like Talk Heathen under the name Victor, with his location being New York City.
Oh, I've heard him before.
This motherfucker thinks that he can cite Occam's razor while at the same time declaring that his entire worldview is derived from the biggest fucking conspiracy theory that you could ever imagine.
Yeah,
Please tell me he does not believe that he lives in the Matrix.
No, he doesn't think that he's in the fucking Matrix, but he thinks that, like, literally every politician for the last 500 years down to, I don't know, airline pilots would have to be in on this kind of shit. I mean, you can't have that big of a conspiracy theory and think, no, my proposal is the simpler one.
Yeah, actually, you can believe it's the simpler one because you don't trust science; you trust your own feelings.
I just had to share this.
Trusting your own feelings have proven throughout history to be demonstrably wrong.
Oh, you got your puppy there for a ball.
Yeah, I had to share this, that one of my bigger puppies decided to steal Snow's bed.
Oh,
Little
Snow's not going to like that.
Oh, hi, Dad. Hi.
you got a doggy. I got 2 cats surrounding me right now. I got one on the desk and one on my floor.
And then here's the big fat blind one.
Oh.
No. So it looks like Snow has been doing her job of wearing out the Huskies.
Oh, this one and Snow are best friends. And then here's Snowball. What's she doing, puppy?
Oh.
Yeah, I know you're talking to those assholes again, Dad. What the hell?
It's been a long time since you showed me to those assholes.
What the hell? I thought we were done with them.
No, you can't.
And then another cat on the table.
Makes it worse.
Yeah, we have a cat on the fucking table. 1 cat, 2 cat, 1 dog, 2 dog, 3 dog.
Cat, dog.
Oh, I wish I
and
could
a
show
TV
you.
that is yet to make it to the wall.
I wished I could show you guys what I have. I no longer have pussy on pussy action.
Oh,
I
you
have
liked your pussy on pussy action.
On 4 pussy. I have 4 pussies on 1 pussy action now.
Yeah.
Because wait a second. Now let me explain the situation. If you guys remember the pussy on pussy video from one of the shit shows that, Piggy did. There was a video playing in the bottom right corner, I think it was, there,
I remember that
showed my pussy on pussy action. Well, the girl in that video got out one day and ended up getting herself knocked up like a dime store whore.
She turned into a floozy?
Yeah, well, no, she turned into a dime store whore. The only problem is the temp didn't get paid for it.
No, so you're saying it is
definitely demonetized.
I now have 4 kittens they were born on the 7th of November, which is 2 days before my anniversary.
So
and
you
I
now
ended
have
up,
Pussy Mageddon.
Yes, I have Pussy Mageddon.
Shit, man, save some pussy for the rest of us.
No, it definitely sounds like you went from simple amateur to higher end sorority hazing.
Oh no! I'm graduating from that to straight up girl or pussy gone wild. That's what I'm graduating to.
Damn.
I don't know whether to be impressed or kind of embarrassed at the different types of comparative material that we all know.
Type who's pestilent. See who's there.
Oh.
Who pestilence and see who's in guild.
You know the best kind of pussy? The kind of pussy that you have to travel cross country with as it sits in your back seat and goes, meow, meow, meow.
Who's the highest ranking member of that?
I've done a ride like that before going to
that sounds like my last PCS.
Oh, yeah. That was my last PCS 3 days ago.
Oh, I went through one shot and told him to put it in guild that...
See, for me, it was my first one going from Jacksonville to Japan, but because I only had 30 days notice, I couldn't do the quarantine period. So the cat drove with us as we went from Jacksonville up here to the Boston area. Actually dropped off the cat with one of my family members and then drove out to Chicago. Spent some time with my then wife's family before hopping on a plane at Midway to go to Seattle and then over to Japan.
Yeah, this was a really, really, really fun trip. I say sarcastically. 25 hours total of driving. Got out really late the first day. And just, if anybody needs to stay in a hotel that accepts pets, Motel 6. And their slogan needs to be, it's $40. What did you expect? So we rented 2 rooms for under $100. I was in one room with all 3 dogs and the boy. My wife was in the other room with the cats and the girl and the hamster. And having a diabetic dog and 2 other little assholes is great. And there's a reason there's no carpet in those rooms. And I soaked up so much diabetic dog piss that first night with hotel towels. I tell you, there is nothing greater than getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to take a pee and stepping in pee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Been there, done that, wrote the book.
Know that feel, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. So next morning we got up, we slept in because we got in late and got half the distance we expected the next day because of fucking snow and not actual snow, not my dog's snow. She's an amazing traveler. Snow's a great traveler.
White bullshit. Yeah.
We get into St. Louis and we were gonna try and go to Indianapolis.
Wait a second. Wait. Fireball, you were in Missouri and you didn't contact me? I'm fucking offended.
It's called a time crunch, you bastard.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I could
get to Virginia as fast as you can.
It's called the long dick of the military.
I could have met him in St. Louis, and if he contacted me in Kansas City, when he got to Kansas City, I'd have beat his fucking ass to St. Louis.
I think you were in the hospital at the time he was driving through.
Yeah, weren't you on death's door?
Was it Friday? No, I was having a hiatal hernia issue.
Yeah, that's even better. So when we got to St. Louis, we wanted to get to Indianapolis, but we got to St. Louis at like 5:30, and the snow was too bad. So we're like, "Fuck it, another Motel 6. It's $40. What do you expect?" And 2 rooms, stepped in piss again. And what was great was, as shitty as it was for me to live with the dogs for those 2 nights in the hotel, the next morning when we got up and we're trying to get the cats back into their kennels, I go into the room that my wife was in. The cats got into the box spring of the bed in her hotel room.
Motel 6 didn't change the fucking mattress.
She had to half disassemble the bed to get her fucking cats out while I'm outside laughing, putting the dogs in the cars.
Suddenly I see a divorce paperwork filed for BM Furball, and it lists reasons for divorce, and it says, he laughed his fucking ass off at me while I was trying to disassemble a bed, trying to get my fucking cats out of it.
The judge upheld it.
The insanity of this PCS. So for the past 2 weeks, the insanity of how hard it was to get everything packed. The fact that when the truck driver got there, one of his crew had a fucking seizure 5 minutes into the pack. They didn't have enough space on his truck. We got out late because of weather. We didn't get as far as we wanted. It was to the level of insanity where you just have to laugh but not commit suicide, where it made it an adventure for both of us.
Oh, say it with me.
PCS, then?
You have to laugh from just taking a gun and shooting your toenails off. That's the level you were at.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna pull a phrase that a couple of us were using back when I worked for Schneider Electric in their field service department. Say it with me. I'm laughing because if I wasn't laughing, I would be crying.
Crying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was right at that level. It was, yeah. So much went wrong, but just at the right level where we didn't actually want to drive off a cliff, but close.
Well, it's kind of funny because it's like Eagle Protective Group, okay, the security company that I was working for before the heart attack. and during the heart attack, but not after the heart attack, surprisingly.
Which heart attack?
Oh, the first one. The big one. The one that killed me. Okay. So I got paid a week into that heart attack, or into that week that led up to the heart attack. Right? Which meant that I was due another check for 2 weeks, which had 75 hours on it. I never received it. And for the last, let's see, July, August, September, October, November, into December, I was fighting to get them to mail that check to me. They refused to mail that check to me. So I filed a complaint through Texas Workforce Commission to receive my check because they still hadn't paid me. I have text messages. I have voicemails from my boss saying, yes, we owe you this money, but we're not going to mail it to you. And then he lied and said he sent it. Well, when I asked him for a photograph of the envelope that they originally mailed my paycheck in that would verify when they got it, or when they mailed it, that it was returned, because that was what he was claiming. All of a sudden, he sends it certified registered mail. Minus 15 hours. So, yeah, my boss has been, or my ex-boss has been calling me up and texting me, bitching, crying, moaning, and everything else because I'm not removing my petition with the state. I've only modified it for the 15 hours that he owes me, which by federal and state law I'm entitled to.
Yeah, you worked the hours, and also, well, and here's another thing. If you were accruing vacation time, guess what? They're supposed to pay that back out to you as well.
That's why I like working for the federal. That's why I like working for the federal government. I always get paid unless, Congress doesn't do their job, and then I don't get paid.
Well, speaking of
Which
that,
is frequent enough.
Well, speaking of that, the part of the bullshit I've been having to deal with on the back end is the fact that my now prior employer, after taxes, currently owes me about $4,000 that they don't want to pay out. Which,
fuck that.
Which by the way, I don't know who did it, but someone reported the company to the Federal Labor Board because they weren't exactly paying out in accordance with state laws that they were supposed to.
Imagine that.
Motherfuckers. Weird little side story about not paying out as you're supposed to. When I was in Colorado Springs before I went to Korea, the franchise owner of all of the Denny's in the Springs, all of them, like a dozen Denny's, hadn't been properly paying his taxes, the corporate taxes, or withholding taxes from his employees. He'd gotten several warnings. There was a bunch of issues going on. Some of the employees weren't getting paid. And then one Friday evening, the state IRS, literally Denny's in Colorado Springs, informed people the business was closed. Put down your forks, please leave.
Wait, when was that?
Oh, I remember that.
A little over a year ago.
When that occurred.
Yeah, so it was about a year and a half ago or so.
Yeah, I remember a buddy telling me about that.
Yeah, just every Denny's in Colorado Springs just closed.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Which pissed us off because we went to Denny's every Sunday morning for breakfast.
So here's something that I don't understand. When you are establishing a business, it's very clearly laid out when you actually do it right of these are your actual tax obligations as the business owner. And a lot of people who get into it, that's actually why there are a lot of people who get the idea, oh, hey, it would be great to be my own boss and run my own business. And then they see that and they're like, nope, and just fuck right off. I understand it. I've been there. I've actually ran a business and actually had to, and saw what goes into just the basic basic off-the-top tax liability. And this is where I think a lot of people who are just simply employees need to understand this. The taxes that come out of your check are not the entire tax liability that are related to your income, to your wages. It's only half of it. For every dime they take from you in state and federal taxes and everything, the company has their own tax liability for payroll that is a 1-for-1 match. So every penny that's taken out of your paycheck for taxes, the company has to pay their own taxes on top of that.
That's a fact. Absolute fact. You start with matching FICA.
Yep.
And if you don't follow those rules, all of your Denny's get closed.
Oh, yes.
Our Denny's is now a Black Bear Diner.
Well, that's why you go to, oh shit, what was the name of that place in Colorado Springs? The one on Platte. That, or not Platte, Powers, that fucking, oh god, it was an old school diner. And I'm trying to look it up right now and I can't fucking see it.
Is it across from the, from Golden Corral?
Thereabouts, yeah. I forget the name of it.
Yeah, we never went there. It was under renovation for a long time, but if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's near Power. It's north of Powers and the airport before you like really get into the shopping district.
Yeah.
You're heading north and it's on the left-hand side.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I forget the name of that place, and now no one knows what the hell we're talking about. But yeah, that place was fucking great. Old school diner, just like 50s diner. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can see it from Powers as you're heading up north.
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's there anymore.
Oh, and just so you know, fuck you. You make me miss the Springs now, and I've been gone for like 5 days.
Hey, fuck you. I hated the Springs, so
I still own a house there.
Well, get rid of it. The Springs is a goddamn nightmare.
My house isn't in the Springs. My house is in Fountain.
Gunther Tooties. That's the name of it. Gunther Tooties.
Is it gone or is it still there?
No, it's still there. I just wasn't zoomed in far enough.
I gotta look and see if we're talking about the same place.
Probably
yeah, it's right by the Taco Bell, right across from Golden Corral. Yeah, same place.
Yeah. Yep, I know it. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, no, that place was actually really good. So
yeah.
Fuck Denny's, go there.
Well, there are no Denny's.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So fuck Denny's, go there.
Literally, you don't have to worry about it.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I don't know. I've actually thought about kind of checking around and asking some of my family for loans, I guess you would say, more like selling out my inheritance to my dad before he actually dies, to open up a Mr. Jim's Pizza here in Missouri.
No. Pro tip: do not ever borrow money from family or loan money to family, especially for business stuff.
Nope. You're misunderstanding. I'm selling out my inheritance, where I don't receive any inheritance against his estate if he'll loan me the startup cost to open up my own pizzeria.
Nope.
I wouldn't do it.
Nope.
Yep.
Do you really need more cholesterol in your life?
You know what? I don't need more cholesterol, and I can eat a veggie lettuce pizza. I can open up a Mr. Jim's here in the Missouri area and be the only delivery area, or be the only delivery pizzeria in 40 fucking miles.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
do you really need delivery?
I can
do you
make
really
a
need
fucking
pizza
mint
delivery
in the
when there's
first
6 people to order it?
Oh no, there's 10,000.
If they're ordering
There's
every
10,000.
fucking day, then it's a good idea.
Yeah.
No, that'd be. Well, I mean, the local businesses around Fairgrove would, but thing is that on Friday and Saturday nights, there's nobody that delivers past Springfield. I can make a fucking mint.
Well, so here's the thing. As someone who is working on opening yet another business and has dealt with that sort of bullshit before, do not go to family for any sort of financial bit in that aspect unless the plan is for them to be an equity partner and actually have that stake in it. If you are looking
if I give my dad that equity partnership, my dad would want to fucking take over, even though he lives in fucking Texas.
Exactly, which is why don't fucking do it. It ain't worth it.
Yeah, you try and sell. You try and sell out your inheritance. He's gonna try anyways. He's gonna try anyways.
I'm not borrowing the money. I'm selling out my equity in his estate prior to his death.
Yes, and he can leverage that as him investing in it and trying to get a larger stake of it as it grows.
Not if I word the contract right, because I am going to specifically state.
And then you burn family
inheritance.
That one's that's touchy.
His and my mother's estate. My mother is already gone.
No,
I have not received the equity stake. I have not received the equity stake that I was due from my mother's will.
So
I know it.
So you already have those sorts of issues with the family. Do not compound it. I am telling you from experience and actually witnessing other people trying to do that. Do not ever involve family and financials in a business venture that you are pursuing. It gets messy as all shit. Yeah. Save yourself the headache, save yourself distress, prevent your next heart attack by not going that route. I know it's tempting because you're like, hey, there's this money here. However, the steps to get that money cause so many issues and will actually open doors that you didn't even know existed to cause more problems. Don't do it. If you want to open the business and do it right that way, there are plenty of other ways where you are not going to run into that sort of bullshit minutia with it.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, do it in a more with someone that you're not related to, because then there's not a whole bunch of baggage that you're pulling with it. It's do it in a way that the person who you're having a contract with, there's not going to be problems involving lawyers and shit that, well, you didn't clean your room when you were fucking 15, so fuck you, that kind of stuff.
Remove the emotional aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
And if you if you need startup capital and you want to start a small business in Missouri, you know this, home delivery meth. That's the only thing your state needs.
He's got a fucking point.
I want a clean business. I do not need to have a felony rap before.
You live in Missouri. Everyone's on meth.
You know what? That's the problem. That's where they get all the fucking lunches from. They're either doing meth and need to fuel them.
If they're on meth, they don't have the munchies.
24-hour rush of high.
Okay. Let's make it home delivery weed. That way you get everybody hooked on weed.
Yeah.
You know, the munchies and you open up the pizza place.
But again, you see, they did pass the dispensary act. But the problem is that the startup cost versus a pizzeria is almost $75 million. I mean, let's face it. I would love to be a methamphetamine, or I would love to be
choose your words carefully, bud.
Fucking asshole.
You
got me going
with the audio capture.
Even Strongheart's laughing sideways. He can barely play WoW. Oh my god. Wait a second. Did you say piss or fish? It sounded like piss to me.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I've got to bring some comedy to this show because I bring nothing else. I damn sure don't bring any logical intelligence.
Yeah, we can tell that by thinking that you can get business startup capital from family and think you can insulate it in such a way that's all hunky-dory. Just no. Just no.
Yeah, don't go with family. That way, if you fuck it up, then you don't have someone who's pissed off at you for the rest of your life.
But see, here's the thing: is that I know several of the owners for Mr. Jones. I've worked for them prior to military experience. Thank God. Yeah, I've learned from their mistakes, and I've learned from their successes, and I know how not to fuck it up, but I also know how to not operate a Mr. Jones.
Well, so here's the thing.
Even the corporate representative put me directly in contact with Mr. Jones himself.
Well, then
and he said,
then there you go. Go through, use those connections, use that network to get in touch with a potential financial aspect and someone who's willing to invest but wants to be more hands off in the actual operations of it, and actually and go that route, because again, you're not going to have the emotional familial baggage this way. If there is, because here's the thing, restaurants in general, every frickin' restaurant I've ever seen open from scratch, the ones that close in less than a year and a half, they all close for the same reason. They don't recognize that on the books you will be running at a loss for at least your first year. And that is if you are wildly successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for your first year and a half, 2 years at least.
On average, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I've managed a pizza joint.
Oh yeah. Well, I've managed two, and I managed for two different Mr. Jones. One in North Dallas that folded, and one for Midlothian, which is still in operation. In fact, that is their corporate trainer for new owners and managers. So I already have that insight. I mean, I'm fully aware of what it takes to operate. Within that first year, you're not going to operate at a profit. Mr. Jones
and probably not
up
for
until the population reached 10,000 people. Mr. Jones was the only place in town actually turning a profit. Pizza Inn, and the other delivery business, a Chinese business, operated at a loss for years before they ever saw their first profit.
That's typical.
Midlothian turned 10,000 people, they never turned another profit. They're dependent upon two other stores to turn a profit.
So that's where, because you've been put in contact with people who are in that business realm already, you are going to utilize those connections to get introduced to other people who would have at least a sizable chunk of the startup capital needed, and go through it that way. Trust me, it'll be more legwork, yes, on your part. However, it will be less of a headache and less stress.
And it will require me to violate state and federal law to get there.
Not necessarily,
I would
no.
have to drive. Well, no, my license has been revoked.
You don't need a license for a phone call.
No, because I would have to be there present to talk to these individuals. That's the problem. Is that I would have to be face to face with them, actually physically training with them, and everything else.
To get the conversation going, all you need is a phone to get the feelers out there, and and then as it goes, as you get deeper and as you get closer to someone who is actually going to invest, that's where how the face-to-face interaction would be scheduled out and everything would be addressed at that point. Because here is the thing, one of the biggest things to do is a proper tempered amount of truth. You don't have to give the entire freaking life story, but don't try to hide major shit. Like it right now, face-to-face meeting, you cannot drive because of the medical conditions have revoked your driving privileges. Mention that and be like, because of this recent medical history, I can no longer work in these realms that I was tailored for and experienced with and everything. This is an opportunity that I've identified that I would like to pursue, but I am looking for someone to help with the financial side of it, of the funding costs, the founding costs, and initial operation. And possible business management of the back office stuff too. I can take care of the day-to-day operations in store and help with the grander scheme of things beyond that, and let them know that that is the role that you're looking at, that is a position type you're in. You will more likely than not find that people are going to be more willing to be flexible with you when it comes to meeting, because of that whole, no, I'm not a dirtbag with so many freaking traffic tickets and other violations that the state has revoked my license due to negligent operation. No, mine has been revoked because of these recent medical issues that have taken me out of my otherwise preferred profession.
Yeah, that's a big thing right there, is the fact that it's not a criminal thing. It's a procedural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those where my doctor's not going to sign off on me to drive, and yeah.
So the opportunity
for a high school kid anyway.
I tell Mr. Jones I've had 2 heart attacks in the last year. He's going to look at me sideways, going, and who's going to run your business after you're gone? That's the other problem.
Oh, and again, this is where you need to get the presentation. You need to get those contingencies set up. And this is where I say, do not go to family. Actually have it be to where this person that you are looking to have invest would also have that wherewithal and be willing to have that little bit of role in the management.
So essentially, I need to call Midlothian and find out if Daniel's there and see if he would actually.
You need a partnership. You need a partner.
Yep. And that sounds like I may take that route. Now, of course, the question is, who would back me on that partnership? Because I'm going to have to bring something to the table.
Well, and that's where sometimes what you bring to the table really is, you identified the opportunity, you recognize the need, you have that desire and drive to implement it and want to see it happen. So what you're bringing to the table really is that vision, that motivation, that drive to do it. What your limitation is the funding. That no shit is your only limitation, is you do not have the capital to do the investment yourself. That is why you need the partnership. That is why you need this additional connection into it. And again, being upfront and honest, like me with my Veterans in Need company and program that I'm trying to start. It is my idea. It is my brainchild. I've already put in a lot of work into getting the basic framework of the bylaws and all the nuances of that, of how the program's going to be implemented, both on the immediate and longer term as staffing needs grow and the funding is there. The only thing stopping me at this point really is the lack of funding. So when I talk to someone who is potentially interested in it, I'm explaining that to them and putting forth that I am willing to sell an equity stake in the company for the financials to get everything incorporated and started and get operations going, knowing that it is a partnership. But this is my brainchild. This is my thought, and this is what I identified. I want to see this happen for this larger picture, and this to actually target this group in this way. It's just getting someone else to agree with the vision and have the ability and the capital available to invest in it, and then that will be the final push. So here is my question. Do we get a movie review of just how craptastic that latest release is?
Yes, please.
Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I want to see it myself.
No.
Anybody spoils that, and I'm not coming back.
Not only do we need spoilers, We
No,
need
fucker.
details of the spoilers.
No, fucker.
Fuck the rest of you. We need spoilers and details
Oh, no.
of
You go do that on text offline. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear about that shit. I
You
want to
know what?
form my own opinion.
You've got the hang up button right in front of you. You can hang up. You can quit listening. You can quit participating until it's over with.
Wait, hang
God
on.
damn it.
Hang on. Here's an easy way that will end up appeasing everyone. Jay, I have one question, and it's a yes or no. Knowing that you paid a discounted rate on your ticket, was it worth it?
Yes.
Good enough.
Jay,
I'm going to spoil one
Yeah.
thing for you guys. You don't need to stay through the end credits.
Okay. Jay,
Hey, do we
honest-
do we do we
I have
do
an
we
honest
learn?
question for
do we,
you, Jay.
Do we learn Ray's
no.
identity?
Yeah, chill out. Hey, you wished. Do I need to hit the eject button?
Hold the ejection cord.
Well, it's your show. You can hit it if you want.
No, are you
Jay,
going to
I
behave?
just hate to leave. I hate to leave you on squawk only radio communication.
Are
so.
you going to behave?
I can't promise as such. I just want to know who's Ray's.
That's
who
fair,
Ray's
but
parents
god
are.
damn it.
I just want to know
Jay.
if we find out who Ray's parents are.
I have a non-spoiler
There we go.
question. I have a non-spoiler question. So, I am a fairly die-hard Star Wars fan. I have read a bunch of the books. I have read a bunch of the comics. Most of the other TV series I've finished and know fairly well. I somewhat enjoyed The Force Awakens. Frustrated that it was a rehash of Episode 4. Now, with The Last Jedi, I felt like Rian Johnson stabbed me in my heart and ruined my childhood.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. JJ tries to make up for that mistake.
That's what I wanted to know.
That's what I heard.
Wait,
with more lens flares.
Oh, wait, tries or does?
How about this? If you want to know, you can contact me on Discord. We can do a private message, and I will talk to you about it there.
I'm just
I like
happy that you said that JJ tries to make up for Johnson.
Keyword, tries.
You
See, I
can't
might
make
just-
someone unpregnant. Well, that you can, I guess. It's
I
called
just
Well,
might
with
be
a
that
fork-
asshole, but I didn't have a problem with The Last Jedi. I feel like people have too high a fucking bar of movies nowadays, and I enjoyed it for what it was.
I actually sat down and watched The Last Jedi today before going to the movie, and all I remember hearing is all this stuff about how Rey is this all-powerful Mary Sue character. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, if she's a Mary Sue, then why didn't she turn Kylo at the middle or end of the Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Like she should be able to.
Why was he still a prick? Yeah.
Here's my frustration with The Last Jedi, is that, and it might be that I take it too serious, that there were too many dumb jokes that were just for the joke that had no purpose and plot line. There was no need to see Luke milking a giant walrus. There no need.
The fuck there wasn't. We all
No.
needed to see that.
There was
It was an
no
integral
need
part of
for
the
that,
plot.
No, hang
other
on.
than stupid jokes.
We saw him drinking blue milk in fucking
Episode 4.
A New
Not
in A
from
New
the
Hope.
tit though.
It was just taking it a step farther. What's
Hang
wrong
on.
with going straight for the tit?
Disney needed something else to sell, so they had to sell the blue milk.
Ah,
Why aren't they selling blue milk now?
They're selling it at their theme parks.
Oh,
Oh,
shit!
well,
I need to go to the
oh,
theme park.
Oh, you mean the theme park that they actively discouraged people from going to, saying, "Oh, there's going to be so much demand. There are going to be so many people here. Keep that in mind." And it was a fucking ghost town.
After the initial release, yeah.
I
Well,
give
and
no fucks.
they
I'd go.
for Disneyland, you actually had to stay at one of the resort hotels to get in there for like the first month, so that also
oh wow.
declined the attendance.
So I was frustrated with Force Awakens for that. I think that there were too many dumb jokes that had no purpose to the plot line. It was too convoluted.
Hey,
There was
Furball,
no.
let
there was no
me
need
sum
to
up
get
the
to
Last
Canto
Jedi
Bight.
for you. The Last Jedi is Star Wars version of Star Trek V.
Oh.
You know what? I can
The shoe
concur.
fits.
I can concur with that analysis.
Shoe fits.
Excuse me. Why does God need a starship?
Excuse me, why do we need to go to a casino planet to find a random code breaker?
Where the fuck else are you gonna find a code breaker?
Oh, you mean in the little ship that can outrun the fast ship and nobody fucking notices it?
I don't have a problem. It's fucking Star Wars. It doesn't need a goddamn explanation. How the fuck does a lightsaber work?
Well, you
Kyber
know,
crystals.
if you really want to go,
we can kyber
Magic.
crystals, and every Jedi is required to build their own lightsaber as part of their journey.
And yet, how many lightsabers have they built over the time because they've lost them or broke them?
No, it's not just that. It's not just building the lightsaber. It's going to a temple and into the mines to pick the crystal that calls to you that goes into your lightsaber.
Hey, here's the main difference between Star Wars and Star Trek. Star Trek actually makes a fucking effort to try and explain how shit works. Star Wars doesn't need to.
The Force.
It's fucking space magic.
Well, so
and that's what's great about it.
So here is the best thing about it. If you really want to compare those two franchises, it comes down to one obvious delineation. One is science fiction, the other is science fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
And they both have lens flares.
Only if JJ's direct.
Yeah, we
did.
We no. We ignore the Kelvin timeline.
Here you go.
I liked those too, so fucking shit on me for that.
They were okay, but especially the first two, they tried too hard to essentially remake a combination of the original series and the first few movies. Oh, I know, I see it.
Here's the sum up of the Kelvin timeline in Star Wars now.
Oh,
shit. God damn it, where is it?
Now the question is, would he be able to do a force choke through that screen?
Oh, force choke. So
it depends on what kind of force field it is.
With Star Wars, do any of you guys actually have read any of the Star Wars books, historical or the new ones?
Like one or two of them.
Oh, okay. Nice. There we go.
If there is one Star Wars book to read, it's like 2 years old. It's called From Another Point of View, or From a Certain Point of View. And it is A New Hope, each scene written in short stories by someone else that was there in whatever scene was from the movie. The scene where Vader chokes out one of the admirals in the little conference room scene, that is rewritten as a corporate complaint about being choked out during a meeting.
Yes, let's not forget that fucking scene.
It's Darth Vader proselytizing his religion.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It is a formal corporate complaint. It is fucking hilarious.
I've seen that meme.
Oh, I love it.
Or didn't they have it in Robot Chicken where the guy says choke harder?
Well, this is
one of them, yeah.
This is a formal complaint. It's like, while I respect his beliefs, and I personally do not believe in the Force, I am open to being more educated on his belief system, but not during a formal meeting.
Which, honestly, the dude's got a fucking point.
Oh, and the greatest part is he's complaining about this great vast starship, or the Death Star, that has just destroyed a planet. And he's complaining of its insignificance to the power of the Force. But I'd like to point out, when he did choke me, he had to take 2 steps forward. If the Force was all powerful, would he have needed to take those 2 steps? How close would he have had to have been to Alderaan to destroy it with the Force?
That is beautiful.
It is a great book.
Okay, so Furball, you weren't there for it, but so I've been actually talking with some of the channel members and also a couple of the regular viewers about the Kanar with Damar series, and one of the more sporadic viewers who really hasn't been watching it because he's a sci-fi fan, but not of Star Trek or so much Star Wars. It's more Stargate and the other franchises out there in the sci-fi realm, especially with TV media. So this whole Star Wars, Star Trek, and actually picking apart other sci-fi franchises, we are going to be mixing in during after the new calendar year. So the review of Star Trek 4 it's going to be delayed at least one episode, maybe two.
Oh, sacrilege!
That topic that we're going to be covering deserves at least one or two episodes in and of itself.
Which is why I say Star Trek 4 is being delayed at least one episode, maybe two. It really depends on everything, because it's either we're going to somehow delve through and digest this asshat one more time. I don't know why. I said last time we were never going to do a video review of this person ever again.
A review of a review?
Oh, no. This isn't a review of a review. This is a review of his idea, and holy frickin' shit is... I haven't watched it. I just saw the thumbnail and the title to it, and I immediately sent it to the group, and Gail...
I watched it today. I watched it today while I was unpacking for a little bit, and I'll poison the well and say that his ultimate final conclusion, I agree with.
See, and that's what I'm afraid of, because initially looking at it, I was like, what the fuck, Steve? Why are you giving me more material to actually agree with you on? Because I had a feeling it was going to be one of those videos. And
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Are you familiar with Steve Shives?
No, I am not.
Are you on Twitter?
Vaguely.
Oh, we'll have to give him the test to see if he's there.
But first,
oh, dear Lord.
You know what? I haven't done the test in a while. I think for some reason, I'm still not blocked by him.
Well, what is it? It's Steve. Let's see. At Steve Shives _ right?
I can't remember, but it should come up in...
I do need to do some research on DS9 before we do that episode, but from watching his and talking...
Wait a minute.
Did he get suspended?
Wait a minute.
Is he gone?
Seeing account suspended. You know what? Someone go to the Steve Shives YouTube page and his YouTube channel, and let's see if we can get a link to his Twitter from there. Wow, that would be.
Oh, what the? Why is Alternate History Hub's video down?
Probably processing issue.
6 hours ago.
Yeah, it happens.
I see a Steve Shives, 101,000 subscribers.
Yes, that would be the one. And the question is Twitter. All right, let's go that way to it.
Nope, I'm just blocked.
Yeah, you're...
Steve _ Shives. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, my Twitter. I see, the same dude from the thingy, YouTuber, but not one of the rich, awful ones. Yeah,
you're not blocked.
Yep, you're not blocked.
I mean,
you're not part of the cool club. Sorry.
I don't do shit on Twitter. I literally joined like less than a month ago.
Oh no. See, here's the thing. Shives is known for shadow banning people just based off of who they follow.
I really don't have a very big Twitter footprint, so
that's why you're safe on that aspect. But he is known for being almost idiotically hyper political to one side of the spectrum, while also addressing topics that he comes across in Star Trek through his Trek Actually series. Like, he really had. So here's the thing: he is really liberal and really feminist, and yet has a major problem with Janeway and Voyager.
Okay, well, I'm really liberal and really feminist too, but I have no problem with Janeway. So okay.
Oh,
so am I doing some kind of some recon here, or what am I doing?
I just happen to be blocked, and I always like to take the opportunity to check to see if I'm blocked. Still.
Well, he appears to still be up, so yes, you are blocked.
But all right, so with we've done a couple of his videos and shown where he's gotten some things from the show wrong, and have actually done reactions to bits of a few of his videos. The last one physically hurt me, and I said, no, we're not doing one again. And then his latest video came across my recommended feed, and it was like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah, so I watched it today, and it's been probably 6 or 7 years since I've done a DS9 straight through, so a lot of it is not fresh in my memory. Based on his laying of the groundwork, I agree with his final conclusion. I do need to do some research to figure out if I agree with how he laid the groundwork for that particular character.
Okay, so since you are here, Jay, I am sending you an image that came from a channel member to show Furball. This will be.
If I must.
I'm on my phone.
Oh. Well, you can still see the screen, though, right?
I can.
Hey, give me a minute, fellas. I'm AFK. I broke the seal.
Mm.
It's my step-nephew's birthday today.
Oh, so double impact on that aspect then.
Oh no, it's even funnier. Is 5 years ago today, when my wife and I drove out to Colorado, we got there on the 19th while he was out with his friends. We snuck in, and they didn't tell him we were coming, and we were sleeping down in the basement. We woke up in the morning. He was sleeping out on the floor because my brother-in-law is a devout Buddhist monk, and had one of the lamas with him, and he was staying in my nephew's room. So we go outside, take the dogs out. He's sleeping. We come back in.
Sorry.
He's gone. We turn and look. He comes walking out of the bathroom in just his boxer shorts. And it takes him a second to realize that we're there. He's like, "Oh, hey guys." "Oh, hey guys." He starts covering himself up. So every I just add one more year to the Facebook post. Hey, remember it 5 years ago today, the surprise we gave you? I generally get a thumbs up or thumbs up, a flip off at me emoji. So worth it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was not born in December. I missed December by 2 days, but it still sucks.
Yeah, it's the typical fusion. Ha! All right, so
I was happy. My birthday is offset 6 months from Christmas. So.
Do you know how often we have to go back to work on my birthday? It's the first day back after a holiday. Fuck.
It's a face you really want to punch sometimes, yet sometimes you hate agreeing with it.
Yeah.
He
So
always has a face looks like someone just shoved a corn cob up his ass.
He likes that way too much. You know that.
all right, so when I posted the link in the group chat for those of us the typical panel members for that show, the only text that I put with the link was, "Damn it, Steve."
Oh, Gio's response was the greatest.
Oh yeah, and then Gio's response, it was, "What the fuck, Steve? You're in no position to answer that question."
And I responded with emergency Kanar with Damar? Question mark.
Maybe, perhaps, probably. And then in the middle of that comment and the next one, I was talking with Gio directly in a DM and asked him what his availability was going to be like, which prompted me to then say in the group, since our resident expert on the subject won't be available, next episode after New Year's.
Our resident Nazi.
Oh, well,
I'm sorry, German.
Wait, and then Gio asks, "Who's the resident expert?" And in the middle was when he sent that, I was typing the message to you, Furball.
Yeah, I was wondering. It's like, what are you saying about me, Jared?
It was about when the next episode was gonna be.
Yeah. So apparently, I'm the resident Nazi expert.
No, because Gio asked, "Who's the resident expert?" And then as I was typing that message to you, he was typing the rest of his. It's a coincidence. I won't be available until after New Year's either. Oh!
Yeah, we're calling the German the Nazi. I get it now. Slow on the uptake.
That's all right. Every time I see Gale on a fucking side chat or something, I always flip him some shit about being German.
Yeah, well, it's where my family bloodlines come from that he has to thank for the position that Germany is currently in. And I remind him of that every now and then.
All right, guys. I'm going to dip out. I'm going to go back down and cuddle with my wife for a little bit before we go to bed.
All right, later.
Enjoy.
Later, gentlemen.
Later.
See ya.
What the? Oh, Are you a Breen now?
No, I'm not a Breen, but I'm wearing the Breen uniform thing.
Oh, the Breen Enviro suit. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just hanging around waiting for the race.
Speaking of Star Trek, Certifiably in Game posted a video today. A personnel file of Reginald Barkley.
I noticed that. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Boeing's new spacecraft gets lost on the way to ISS.
Oh, yeah. So you didn't hear what happened with that?
No.
So they did a tweak to part of the guidance system because of the amount of vibrations and everything. It was actually throwing it off initially. So they tried to lessen it so the actual connections would act as more of a buffer. And it ended up throwing off the readings even further. So it thought it was in a different type of flight profile than it actually was. And it burned through its fuel prematurely.
Nicely done, fellas.
Well, it is Boeing.
Well, and here's the thing: people seem to think that engineering on that sort of scale is easy shit to do. It fucking ain't.
No, it's not. Oh my god, no.
No, it's like even after, God, just the American rocket program has been around for 80, almost 90 years now, and we're still getting shit wrong. Although I will give them this. The error this time wasn't due to an issue of one team operating in SI units, the other team operating in Imperial.
Oh, yes. Those were good times.
And Robin Williams had the best retelling of it. So the lander, you're gonna love this. So we calculated it in feet, but we programmed it in meters. So it didn't land. It fucking impaled itself.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yet another comedian that more people should have listened to, because he had bits of political commentary in his comedy, and it was well done and actually informed and intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's part of the problem. When you really look at a lot of what's being passed off as comedy today, it's not intelligent at all. It really is cheap. It really is cheap, pathetic humor.
It's mostly just observational humor at this point, which is great and everything, but I think memes kind of have that one handled.
Oh yeah, a lot of it really, a lot of the newer bits really does have that meme-esque delivery and appeal to it. It's not like people give Seinfeld shit for his stand-up and how his TV show that resulted up from it played out. But when it comes to observational humor, he really did have it down in a proper way of actually doing the observations and actually making his view of it entertaining. It may not always be knee-slapping funny, but you would still get a chuckle because it's like, hey, you know what? I never thought about it that way. Okay, got a point there.
Mm-hmm.
The point thing though is that there's no real good comedians doing political comedy anymore because it's pointless.
Yeah, the politicians are doing enough of it already.
The real comedy is just repeating what they did. So the people doing political comedy now are like the people who can't hold down real comedy jobs. So
well, it's like the reason why The Onion is basically fucking defunct.
Reality's made it obsolete.
Well,
yes.
Well, freaking Trey Parker and Matt Stone during last season's run of South Park said it is like, we can't frickin' write this shit on our own. All we are literally doing is just copying the news and what's actually happening. We really didn't have to write this season.
No, I've maintained that we're in the fucking Florida of timelines because Florida Man is our only actual superhero.
You know, I like to personally say that Idiocracy was supposed to be a fiction,
not
a
documentary,
not a prophecy.
Not a prophecy. Yes. Oh my God.
Oh Jesus Christ.
And
go on.
Go for it. I'm actually going to turn around and crack open the mini fridge and grab a drink.
Attaboy. No, my captain at my last duty station, he had this grand theory that it was had something to do with a time traveler jumping through some portal amidst a hail of gunfire and shit. Because it was 2016, Bowie dies, Trump becomes president, the Army wins the Army-Navy football game, Leonardo DiCaprio gets his fucking Oscar, and the Cubs win the fucking World Series. Like, something was wrong there. All of that shit happened at once. That shit's at least supposed to be spaced out.
You know? Holy frickin' shit. He actually has a point there.
Yeah. Yeah, I sat there talking to him about it for a bit, and it's just like, fuck, wow, sir, you've got a fucking point there. This is fucked up. And the conversation ended with him saying, we need to find this fucker.
What?
I'm like, I will follow you to hell, sir. Absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Has he met Von Helton?
No, but the best part about that story is that we were both working at Space Command at the time.
Oh my God.
Speaking of Space Command, Jared.
Oh. That is a good one. Although I don't think that car is red anymore.
I don't think
Probably
it is either.
Not.
I could see it.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing:
It would make space travel cheaper.
It would, and you know, once they get a viable longer term with recreational bit of a replacement for the ISS, actual commercial travel is going to be a thing relatively soon.
Yeah. Hell, I'm all for it.
Same here. Wow.
God.
What the fuck? Yes, I love that one.
Good
I could
on
actually see
them.
that happening.
Good on them. Yeah, because here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that when a cement mixer is driving down the road and that thing is rotating, they have to arrive at the site to deliver in a very narrow window, or else the cement that's turning inside does begin to solidify.
Oh yeah, and that's why it turns too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done enough concrete jobs to know that one. Fuck.
How's it?
Where was this when I needed it last night on Sean's stream? Ask JC about Sean's stream last night and how many dad jokes I was sending in his chat.
Oh, I caught the beginning of it before going to bed because there's another thing. When Sean Hufford is doing a stream where he's playing Red Dead Redemption, you need
I
to
can go for hours.
You need to announce yourself appropriately. And the way you announce yourself is with a good, hearty, proper "Lenny!"
Oh, by the way, Jared, it's an update on something from a couple weeks ago. JFK is in the water. She's been moved to Pier 3.
Oh.
Yeah,
she was christened this week.
And I have a feeling she's going to be ready for service before the boat built before her.
JFK ready before the Ford. Yeah, that's got a pretty good likelihood.
How freaking sad is that?
Well, to be fair, the JFK was basically being built with the knowledge of all the errors they made while building the Ford. So it's like the first to second child. You make all your mistakes with the first.
Yeah,
Jared, I'm going to have to save this and send this to you so that way you can share it whenever you're in a debate with a flat earther.
Uh-oh. You know, find the full image so the text isn't cut off, and I will fucking screen share that on Sunday.
Do it.
First, I think flat earthers just have a factory reset button on their firmware. When they get done with the discussion, they hit it. And waits to see.
Well, wait.
They delete the cache and just fucking go forward.
Wait,
go back to their factory settings.
Wait a minute. You think they wait until the conversation's over to do that?
Oh, he's got a point. They do.
Well,
it
some of them
times.
might hit it during the conversation.
I was going to say, have you met Spurs?
Yeah, I think Spurs does it after every sentence.
Or Lemon Bird.
I want to get on a fucking debate with that guy just because of his whole fucking, atmospheric pressure doesn't exist thing. I'm like, motherfucker, have you gone up a hill?
Oh, child. Do you want to know what it's really like dealing with him?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me what you got.
Go back to the very first. No, not the very first video on my channel. It was a second or third, where Sensei Chemo decides to try to come educate us. You have myself, Geistview, who was a drill instructor for a while, Sean Hufford, and one or two other people in there that that Spurs is supposed to be giving us a lesson. And oh boy, does it go south quick.
Oh, Jesus. I can only imagine. That guy is fucking...
My favorite part with Spurs is when someone makes a point and he says, yeah, exactly, but then indicates he doesn't understand. It doesn't have anything to do with what he was saying.
Like he's affirming, yeah, you said what I was thinking, but he actually isn't thinking the same damn thing. Yeah, that fucking figures. Oh my god,
that's my favorite part of the discussions with him. It's just,
the thing that gets me, the main thing that gets me is the fucking atmospheric pressure thing, and it's like, motherfucker, go to Colorado Springs. That's all you need to do. Go there and breathe.
I found this on my Twitter. I couldn't help but to share again.
Oh, did you repost it and tag Red on it?
No, I haven't gotten a response from him. I should probably redo that, huh?
You know, and here's the thing: Red is a typical Floridian. Half the time when he's chugging down on something to drink, it's orange juice.
So what you're saying is he just stabs his arm and drinks from his veins.
He could
That's
be very
blood
close to that
orange
point. Well, you know, even the Klingons need their own drink for breakfast. I mean, you can't drink blood wine the entire time. Oh God! And as I say that, the which branch of the military will your child choose meme comes up. Fucking.
Oh, who all saw my reply to Dick Kennedy and Kerry Mack the other day? I know you did, Jared.
Yeah, I saw it. I can't
did
remember exactly what you said, but I remember seeing it.
I need to
Oh
get that
yes,
picture.
that GIF.
I need to scan that picture from my mom's albums. So the picture of me at 4 with drinking a beer.
And of course, our response for the shirt.
Well, Sean isn't in here, or else we would get a I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Imagine if the American president was named Trumpstein. There'd be the singular orange juice there. Oh God, no.
What the hell?
Wait, here's the thing. A lot of people are like, outside of the U.S., I've noticed they're saying, "Oh, the impeachment has gone through. That means he's going to be punished, right?" It's like, no,
not at all.
He's just at the actual trial portion of it now.
It's like barely even getting arrested.
Yeah, that reminds me. I gotta find the Twitter videos of the various. What's that group called in the House of Representatives? They were laughing all the time because of this.
Oh
yeah, the Squad.
Yes, I was trying to remember what those frickin' ditses called themselves. Which, sorry, I'm all for people being put into positions based off of their qualifications, not because of their identity or identity politics, but seriously, how the frick did AOC get elected? And she couldn't find her way out of...
You're talking about politics, Jared. You're talking
God.
about,
Yeah, I mean,
because they're their qualifications. This is politics.
Yeah, she got in the
really
same
give
way
a
that
shit
fucking
about
Gomert got in. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you know, I keep forgetting that saying. It's not about what you know, it's who you blow. I mean, who you know.
Qualified politicians have always been the exception, not the rule.
Yeah. Yeah, who the fuck did
Oh, that
Gomert
reminds
know,
me.
for fuck's sake? Who did Inhofe know? Let's bring a fucking snowball onto the Senate floor and say that that's the reason that goddamn global warming doesn't exist.
Oh, you're fucking right. I forgot that they... Wow.
Yeah.
But then
We
again...
can talk shit about AOC all day, but Jesus Christ, the Republicans have had this one down for fucking years.
Oh, both of them have their gems, but I still have to say, with AOC, my favorite quote of hers was, "The reason why unemployment is down is because people are working 2 jobs."
Yeah, that's not quite getting how the fucking situation works.
And mind you, if I remember right, her degree was in economics. From Boston University or Boston College, one of those two.
That reminds me, I've got to look up deadlines. And how much does it cost to file?
For what?
My congressman is retiring after this session, or after this. He's not running for re-election.
Are you going to try?
It might just be worth a couple $1,000s to at least get my name on the ballot.
Fucking do it.
You know, I've been tempted to throw it in because here's the thing. I could say, fuck the local level, fuck the state level, fuck going for a seat in Congress. I'm of age. I could actually go for the presidency at this point, and I'm shit. Trump made it. Why not me?
I know.
The difference is the money backing him.
I've always considered that, like, if I was ever gonna, try and run for president or something, and be like, well, what was your inspiration for running for president? Like, Donald fucking Trump? Are you kidding me? If he can get in, anyone can get in. Are you fucking serious?
Run and just have the absolute most ridiculous platform. That you can imagine.
I mean, holy shit! Why isn't Vermin Supreme president?
The way I look at it, though, is I recognize from a campaign standpoint where my issues and hurdle would be, and where that actually comes in is the fact that I give shit to both sides, and I don't play nice with stupid.
Yeah, that'd be my issue.
Well, I'm pulled up the filing fees for the state here to get my name on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently in Washington it's a 0 fee.
For the for
presidency.
For the presidency,
Wait,
yeah.
You're in Washington?
Yeah, Washington State.
No shit. Where at?
Mason County.
Where the Christ is that?
Western Washington, just north of Olympia.
Oh, I see. All right. I'm in Snohomish.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. See, my last duty station, Oak Harbor.
Oh, yeah.
Nassau.
Yeah, that was way the fuck out there.
So I think it would be worth that much money to at least get my name on the ballot.
Yeah, fuck it. Go for it, man.
Yeah, why not?
I wouldn't be able to vote for you, but
You just gotta move down to Olympia, man.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, once you start getting into the Tacoma area, shit goes really sketch.
Oh my god, dude! My stepson bought a car in fucking Tacoma, and that was the sketchiest fucking. Holy shit! I've been around people buying fucking hard drugs, and it wasn't nearly as sketch as that.
You should check out Indiana. They don't have any inspections.
Whoa. Here's interesting. None of my senators are up.
Oh, so the something that actually surprised me is a guy that I was stationed on the Kitty Hawk with actually grew up in the area and moved back there and is actually now helping run a family business that's based out of just outside of Kent. I want to say Reading. Renton. That's what it was.
Renton. Okay.
Yeah. And just seeing the difference in that area from that part of Seattle to into downtown and then to South Seattle, it's like,
oh yeah,
what the?
Yeah, it's quite the difference.
It changes fucking quick.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder what would that area be like if Bill Gates decided to play ball and stay down in California.
It'd be well, we still have fucking Boeing and Amazon, so it wouldn't be a whole hell of a lot of difference.
Well, would Amazon have gone up that way if Microsoft hadn't already supplanted themselves decades before?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can play with the timeline as much as you want on that one, but still, it's I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, that area of Washington is going to be successful pretty much no matter what, just because it's on the water and it's a major city and stuff like that. I mean, once you go over to Eastern Washington, then it's literally a fucking desert.
Oh yeah, I remember driving through it when I moved back out this way.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh, just you guys will love this. Just to give you a fucking good idea of the kind of area that I live in, about a week and a half ago, I saw a dude driving his big ass jacked up F-350, because he's got to, show something because he doesn't have a dick. But not only was it a giant fucking truck, he was flying Confederate flags and American flags side by side and had his fucking vehicle decked out in both of those side by side.
So you said you're in the Snohomish area?
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Fucking like I'm sitting here going like, okay, dude, you can be like, oh, I'm redneck motherfucker and shit like that, but dude, you have to pick one. You can't fucking do both. It doesn't work.
Well, keep in mind.
Never been to the deep south before, have you?
No, not just that. Not even going to that level, Tech. It's more. You remember why a lot of people moved to that area back in the 60s and 70s?
What, gold rush shit?
Free love and marijuana? Because here's the thing. Some of my ex-wife's family are really granola crunchy and chemists. Like actually, no shit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Graduated college in the 70s with a degree in chemistry, moved out there, and some of the shit that they do recreationally,
Oh, dude, yeah, no. One of the nearby towns was like the fucking meth and heroin capital of the U.S. for a couple of months, and they kind of dropped off a little bit, but for one shining golden moment, they were fucking both.
Yeah, that takes some skill to be both.
I know, right? I was at a party one time, and up the hill a fucking meth lab exploded, and we had to evacuate the party because the cloud from the meth lab started descending upon our party.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of them places, man.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Reds is showing rocket porn, huh?
Of course the Reds is showing rocket porn.
Yeah, you're surprised?
No. I was just intently enjoying the gas expanding.
As it does.
Yep, proving yet again that we have, differential, atmospheric gradient. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
The atmospheric pressure gradient.
Well, and interestingly enough, one of the occasional panel members who I'm surprised he's not on with us tonight, being the last show of the calendar year, Peter Harrington, otherwise known as Aussie Baller, he finally made a video and put it onto his YouTube channel, where he has an atmospheric pressure gauge, digital one, and literally is just changing the height above the floor, and you're seeing a noticeable difference in the reading.
Yeah, I have fun with my brother-in-law. He's not quite a merchant marine, but basically he's a merchant sailor.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an old-timey barometer glass.
Oh, see, I knew if we mentioned him, he'd pipe up.
Anyways, I've taken that thing up from just, going from one floor of his house to the other and impressing his children when they were young. They're like, I think they were more impressed that I was willing to take it off the wall than anything else, but
you should really go back and see some of the responses that were given during Quiplash. One of them was a I forget what the prompt was, but the answer that was given was in reference to Riley's favorite oh god, what did I call it? Riley,
yeah, we could play Quiplash right now.
yeah, well, but at the same time, we are getting almost to 11 o'clock, and movie night is supposed to start in about 45 minutes. And I will say this, JC has been better about the show starting relatively on time. Because before movie night would be scheduled to start at midnight, 20 minutes later we might be starting.
And about another half an hour after the talk, you'd actually get the video going.
Yeah, and I think part of it also is the panel and some of the people who are on were not. I think we were easing her into it and not being as rambunctious and rowdy as we were before.
Well, it's episode 5 now, so you guys got to start tweaking that back up.
Oh yeah. Now it's time to start dragging it out longer.
See how much of a leash she gives you before she yanks back on you?
Well, to be fair, the last episode that I had to host when they were on the road, I actually did freaking yell at the entire panel for them to shut up for a moment. And then the following week, when she's back, when she and Sean were back and she was hosting, they were behaved like freaking angels for the first hour and a half. And it's like, where the fuck was this when I was hosting, you assholes?
It's because you were hosting.
Probably.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
And what is that that we would do, especially on active duty? The harder, the more shit we throw at you, the more we make fun of you, the more we like you.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
Is movie night going to work this week? Last time was a click fest. Oh boy. You know, I can't say with any certainty. All I know is there's going to be quite the flavors of stupid, as there are just about every week.
Is there really?
Oh, I haven't looked at the menu, and I don't plan on looking at the menu before joining, if I even join tonight, because I've been up since, let's see, I'm at 12:15, almost 18 hours, and yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah, long day, a lot of bullshit, but a lot of progress was made today, though, too, so kind of worth it.
So, due to my situation with my family affairs, I went from an A in my communications class to an F because I missed 2 assignments. But they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll waive the late penalties, you know.
Okay.
So my short paper 2, for week 6, short paper number 2, I got 100% on that. Great. My final project, which I turned in the same day, hasn't been graded yet, but it says assignment not done yet on the grade part. I'm like, wait, I turned that in, didn't I? And I go and check the assignments page where it tells me if they've actually done their assessment yet on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's saying no assessment's been done yet. So I'm like, oh god, thank God. So I'm sitting at a D now, right now.
Oh, okay. So,
shit.
So here's a question: do you guys use Canvas or Blackboard?
Brightspace.
Oh, okay, yeah. Either one is better than frickin' Canvas.
Mine uses Canvas.
I used to use Blackboard with the University of Phoenix. I'm not looking forward to my next class, though. It's I'm looking forward to the class. I'm not looking forward to working with the textbook.
Oh.
Have you heard of a company called Soma? Soomo, I think it is. Somo, something like that.
I have not.
No.
Well, it's I know what it's for. It's to help adults who haven't been in school in a long while
Mm-hmm.
get used to writing papers again. You know,
Wait, isn't that what English Comp 1 and 2 are for?
sorta. What it does is it blocks out what your responses are for your final project, and you have to write your responses there. So there's no natural flow to it. Now you can go back in after the fact, download the copy, and edit it to your heart's content. But I should be able to write that flow and then go back and edit for spelling mistakes
Mm-hmm.
and grammar mistakes, not the other way around.
Weird.
Well, then again, my writing style has actually generally ticked off a lot of English teachers and professors because I write very much in a conversational manner. At least my conversational manner. When I'm trying to tell you something, when I'm trying to tell a story, there is a particular path and methodology that I want to take. So, like when it comes to like take your typical I shit you not in English 1, they started with just a basic essay structure and a persuasive essay, how things needed to be done for the first week and a half. And a lot of the kids in the class were straight from high school and still fucked it up.
Yeah.
My writing style, when it comes to something like that, really throws a lot of professors off because some of them, when they're looking at it to make sure it's not plagiarized, will want to see, oh, well, where's your first draft? You're looking at it. No, seriously, where is it? Okay, you're not getting it. I'm not an idiot. Here's how I write these types of papers. And what I do is I pretty much talk it out in my head and write the body of it. I figure out my points. I go ahead and write out my argument, quote in the counters as necessary, and then there's my body. Once I have the body done, then I go back and write the introduction and conclusion.
Exactly. That's how I do it too.
Yeah. I did the same thing.
Yeah, so whereas a lot of other people who go buy the book are like, oh, let me write my introduction. Okay, now this, and they do it as it would be right on the paper, and it's like, no. Because here's the thing, a lot of people would forget, oh, I didn't talk about this in my intro, so I need to go back and edit my intro to open that door so I can keep that part in there. It's like, yeah. Basic fundamentals, guys. Here's a little hack to it.
I don't know what they're teaching in English classes anymore these days, because literally when I'm only a couple years older than you, Jared, we were taught the same way. You write the body, you go back, write your introduction and your conclusions.
Oh, here's the kicker. Out here on the East Coast, that's not how it was actually taught. The process we were taught in school, and when I was going through, especially middle school and into high school, was they actually taught use a word bubble, get an idea, and all your branching out from there on where you may or may not go. Really work through it that way, and then write your outline. Okay, these are the points that I came across. This is how I want to craft it. This is my conclusion. This is what my goal is. Once you have that outline, then you go and write it, and it really is write your intro, first point, second point, third point, conclusion. And really stressed, if you don't mention it in your intro, do not have it in the body. And your conclusion, you're wrapping it up, really should be a 3 to 4 sentence maximum retelling of your introduction. That's what we were taught out this way. When I saw that, I was like, why? Why am I going to do all those extra steps when I can just write the paper, And as I'm writing it, I'm editing it in my head, so I only have to do 1 or 2 real edits. So what I would end up doing is write the body, write my intro, write my conclusion, then go back and do my outline.
Yeah, pretty much. Shit.
Because, and the first few teachers that I had in doing it that way were like, oh, wow, this came out really good. It was almost as if you're talking to me. Yeah, it's almost like I planned it that way.
Yeah. Well, I actually pissed off and simultaneously pissed off and impressed my last research writing teacher, because I ended up telling her that, like, hey, you've probably already read some of my stuff before, because I'm from the generation back when we had freeessays.com and shit like that, and I actually generated essays for that website. And she, as soon as I told her that, I'm like, hey, yeah, I generated stuff for freeessays.com. And she just, like, her face dropped as she was looking at me telling her this, because that generation has passed and now they're using all sorts of algorithms to figure out if they've, actually made their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, wait, are you kidding me? Wait, which ones did you do? And I named a few of the actual papers that I dropped on there. And she's like, I've read that essay. And I'm like, yeah, so you've already read my stuff then. And I ended up passing that class with a 3.9. So fuck it.
Yeah, she's probably afraid you copy and pasted one of your old works just to get by.
Well, yeah, but she could also actually go and look and see if I'd actually copy and pasted my old works, and I hadn't. So, but that was actually the class that I did the history of alcohol fermentation and its effect on societies, and she loved that fucking paper.
Nice.
Oh, Leon's got a comment there.
A certain bacon god is good at putting out essays. The things that have been going on that.
That was a very short period in history where we could actually generate essays and not get caught.
Oh no, that's referencing something else, which Oh yeah, but and you know what? Yeah, we've had a good run. We're gonna go ahead and go off air for a bit. That way, have a bit of relaxation time while I decide whether or not I'm gonna join movie night. So for everyone who came on the panel, thank you. For everyone who has come by and watched, thank you even more. If you enjoy the bullshittery that we do and want to keep laughing at us and want to give us a reason to actually continue it and keep it going, consider the links below. Not only do I have the push for the Veterans in Need program that I'm working on starting up that desperately needs funding for it to actually continue and take off. There's the link to a GoFundMe for the first portion of the funding for that down there. You'll also notice you can become a member of the channel and or the Patreon and get advanced access both here on the channel and in the Discord server. If you like what we're doing here, if you like what you see, give it a consideration. If you do, we love you. If we don't, we tolerate you. No kidding, we like you anyways. Good night, everybody.
Indeed.